Hello and welcome to the channel. Be sure to share, like, and comment down below. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button for daily videos on news and politics. Ex-Obama State Department spokesperson once claimed Steele Dossier was not used to obtain FISA warrant. In statements that aged badly, this is up there with some of the greats. Former Obama State Department spokesperson Maria Harf claimed on Fox News in July of 2017 that the Steele dossier was not used to obtain a FISA warrant.
So that unverified Trump dossier is now getting a little bit of attention in the United States Senate. Yesterday, Bill Browder, who you've seen here on the story, testified that he believes that the Oppo research firm, the American company Fusion GPS, was working on that, and that they were doing that, he says, for the Russians. But Kimberly Strassel of the Wall Street Journal thinks that it may have been Democrats behind it. Here now, Molly Hemingway, senior editor at The Federalist, and Marie Harf, former State Department spokesperson under President Obama. Both are Fox News contributors. Welcome. Good to see you both tonight. Molly, you have been talking about this a lot. Lay out your argument or your interest in what really went on here.
Right. At the center of the entire Russia scare has been this dossier, this very salacious document that made all sorts of allegations against Trump. Now, a lot of them have been discredited. A lot of stuff has been objectively shown to not be true. But what we learned this week is that the group that put the dossier together was at the very same time being funded and doing work on behalf of Russian interests on this very same issue that the Donald Trump meeting took place on, about scuttling those sanctions that the U.S. had imposed on Russia. So now things get much more interesting. Who was paying them to do this dossier work on Donald Trump that used Russian agents to come up with all these allegations, and then that it was happening at the same time they were being paid by Russian interests to scuttle these sanctions just makes something that the media should be much more interested in.
I mean, it's fascinating. You know, you look at sort of the different players here. Glenn Simpson, former Wall Street Journal reporter, who started this investigative firm that does a lot of opposition research, had some involvement in putting this dossier, doing research for this dossier. And, you know, the original supposition was that it was people who didn't want, Republicans who didn't want Donald Trump had perhaps some role in supporting it. But then it looked like somebody else picked up the funding. And so the question is, who was that? And was it perhaps Democrats? Marie, what do you think about all this?
Well, I'm very impressed with Molly's ability to spin a conspiracy theory out of this. There is not any evidence to support what she's putting forward. Look, I think it's interesting. It was certainly salacious when it came out. But I would disagree with something she just said. This dossier, while it got a lot of attention, isn't actually what the Russia investigations are about right now. They're about all these meetings that Trump officials had with the Russians that they were not honest about. They're about possible ties, and nothing may come from those investigations. But let's be very clear. They're not based on that dossier. I have no idea who paid for it. I have no idea where any of this came from. But I suspect there's some attempt in Congress right now on the Republican side to use this dossier and some of these conspiracy theories to distract from the Russia investigation.
In fact, this dossier was used by the FBI to secure a FISA warrant against an American citizen. It was also used by Obama officials in intelligence agencies to really get this whole Russia conspiracy going.
That's not true, Molly. I was in the administration. That's absolutely not true. We thought this was a funny, salacious thing. The Russia investigation started because of a bunch of other issues not related.
And Glenn Simpson was refusing to cooperate with the committees that are investigating this. He's now going to work with them behind closed doors. So we need to know much more.
Right out of time. Thanks, you guys. Thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Now, as the pundit previously reported, the dossier was used to apply for a spy warrant on the Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. The Steele dossier formed an essential part of the initial and all three renewal FISA applications against Carter Page. Andrew McCabe confirmed that no FISA warrant would have been sought from the FISA court without the Steele dossier information. The political origins of the Steele dossier were known to senior DOJ and FBI officials, but excluded from the FISA application. Now, in a stunning admission to CNN's Jake Tapper last Wednesday, former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper admitted the Steele dossier was used for an extension of the FISA surveillance. Now, as I understand it, this was simply an extension of the original FISA request, he said, meaning that we're implying that apparently there was information that was considered valuable that was being obtained via the initial FISA request, Clapper told Tapper. Now be sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment down below, and tell me how you feel about this report. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and let's make America great again. Peace.